Easy to get, Lenny, not easy to succeed in by any stretch of the imagination. It's a tough job. You're gonna meet people. You're gonna meet and greet them, Liam. You're gonna be smiling as big as all outdoors. You're a good looking kid. I'm gonna guess you're fairly honest? Okay, so you're a decent human being. Lenny, how the customer's gonna treat him?
Like crap.
Like crap. Until they get to know you. People don't buy from car salespeople. They buy from people that they get to know and trust. It's like there's, I don't know what grade they teach it in Florida, but in Georgia they teach you in 3rd grade it's okay to abuse a car salesperson, okay to lie to a car salesperson, okay to treat them like crap. It's not right, but it is part of, it's part of the environment. And what you have to do is you can't take it personally. Because Lenny, I mean, think about this. Maybe you have thought about this before. What we do for a living, we meet a stranger who doesn't think much of us, doesn't like our dealership. Why? Because it's a car dealership. Doesn't like us. Why? Because we're car sales people. And then in 2 hours, they spend on average $24,000 with you. How strong is that? You know, what we're going to talk about today and tomorrow is sales skills, sure. But we're going to talk about how to help the customer have a good time. Okay? And when a customer has a good time, Lenny, what happens?
You sell them a car and everybody...
You don't sell them a car.
Well,
you help them
buy
a car. Right. It's funny. I mean, I'm a car salesman. I've been selling cars forever. I keep trying to change my vocabulary.
I know, it's hard.
It is hard.
It really is. I mean, you build that relationship. I can show you on my cell phone. I have a guy that works with credit rebuilding, and he sends me a customer. He sent me somebody today wanting to buy a car. You just, again, like you said, you never have to worry too much about how are you going to finish your month. If you take care of that person in front of you right then, they will help take care of you for other months.
Okay, well, great point, which brings me to the point I was going to talk about earlier, and I told you to remind me, and you just did unintentionally. You are awesome. You are awesome. I buy a car from you today. How many times will I hear from you over the next 12 months?
Most car salesmen never, but the exceptional car salesman that we were talking yesterday reaches out to them, just to check on them, see how they're doing, let them remind them that you were there to help them, and that you're willing to help them with any future needs in the future.
Okay, but answer my question. I'm buying a car from you. How many times will I hear from you over the next 12 months?
For me, once every month, once every other month, just to say, hey, like we were discussing this right.
I think that if you send them, number one, you want to call them the next day, make sure everything's good. Then in another 2 to 3 weeks, you call them again, ask if, still everything's great. Hey, by the way, if you know anybody looking for a car, I want you to send them to me since I took good care of you. Then you also want to check with them maybe the next couple of months, just again, send them an email, give them a quick call. Hey, just wanted to say hello, make sure everything's good. You always want to send them on their birthday. That's why it's critical that you put in CRM, which is our e-lead, as we were talking, their birthday, because what it will do is remind them, or you, to call them and send them a birthday.
How many people did you wish happy birthday today?
None today.
I wished 33 people.
Wow.
Happy birthday today. Why? None of you asked me why. I asked you what day, month and day you guys were born. Okay? Now that you're
I knew why, because
now that you're in my database, now that you're my clients, you're my customers, you will hear from me as long as I'm still alive on your birthdays.
Very nice.
Okay? I've been doing this a long time.
Their anniversary, you want to send it on their anniversary.
Well, think about this. If Lenny, if I buy a car from you, you could get my birthday, my anniversary, the anniversary of the sale. There's 3 reasons right there. Here, Liam, is a fact. 100 people bought a car a year ago today here in Orlando. Do you know what percentage of those people can tell you what their salesperson's name is?
10%.
10% is about right. I've seen as low as 8, as high as 12, so we use 10%. And I told you the average price of a vehicle is $24,000. That's used cars. New cars, the average price is $40,000. So people are spending $40,000, between $24,000 and $40,000, and they can't tell you who the hell they gave the money to a year later. Is that the customer's fault? No. A salesperson I met some years ago averages 57 units a month, made in 2018 or 2019 almost $500,000. I haven't seen him since. I don't know what he's making. I'm sure it's still good. And he had a very interesting way of keeping in touch with his customers. Number one, he never, ever, ever asked them for a referral. He said that was rude. I said, what are you talking about? He goes, well, Steve, people like you teach us salespeople the wrong things. I said, well, tell me how. He goes, by the way, anyone that makes that kind of money and sells that number of cars can treat me like shit. Okay? One of us is going to get it.
Yeah, he's a giant fly.
No, one of us is going to get it. So I said, well, I said, what do you mean? He goes, well, I said, you don't believe in referrals? He goes, hell no, Steve. I get 25 to 30 every single month. I get plenty of referrals, but I never ever ask for them. I said, well, what do you do? He goes, I give them. I said, what do you mean? He said, look, Steve, you probably, when you were a salesperson, were taught at delivery to ask the customer, gee, Lenny, do you know 3 people that might be interested in a car?
I know, I think it's so cheesy.
Well, first of all, it never works, okay? But we're in this industry, we do shit. We keep doing stuff that doesn't work, okay? So he said, well, number one, I keep in touch with my every customer I've got every single month. I said, well, I don't need to be a mathematical genius to know that's impossible. He said, what do you mean? I said, you're selling 57 cars a month. They've been doing it for only 4 years.
Oh, wow.
Yeah. I said, you can't call that many people, talk to that many people. He said, I don't talk to that many people. I said, I stay in touch with them. I said, oh, would you do a newsletter? He looked at me and goes, would you read a newsletter from a car salesman? I said, no. He goes, why the F would I do that then? I said, okay. I said, what do you do? He said, number one, I make sure that if they're in a business where I can send them customers, I always let them know I'm going to send them customers. Number two, I either send them an email or call them every single month. He goes, when I call them, 80% of the time I get voicemail. He said, I'm talking to very few people, and my message is the same every single month. I said, and what is that message? He said, let me demonstrate. And he opens up his database to Mrs. McGregor. I'll never, the last name I'll remember as I want on my deathbed. He goes, well, I'm going to call Mrs. McGregor. Okay, I emailed her last month. I'll call her this month. And chances are I'll get the voicemail, but if I don't, I'm going to say exactly the same thing anyway. So he puts it on a speakerphone. Sure enough, goes to voicemail. And this is what he said. Mrs. McGregor, this is Tom, your salesman from dealership name. No need to call me back unless there's something I can do for you. I remember you're in the office products business, and make no mistake, anybody ever looking for office products, I'm always going to send them to you. This is Tom, your salesman from dealership name. Have a great day. And that's it.
He remembered what they did, and
Well, it was in his notes.
yeah.
I said, I said, obvious question. People got to get sick and tired of hearing from you every single month. He goes, from time to time, I'll get a, hey, Tom, I'm never going to forget you, okay? You don't need to. He goes, then I put them on a quarterly basis. But just because 10 or 15 or 20 or even 30% don't want to hear from me every month doesn't mean I'm going to stop calling and emailing.
Right.
Because here's what happens. I buy a car from Lenny. Only 4% of the market, of the people in this market are in the market for a vehicle, so I don't know anybody in the market for a car. So if she asks me, I'm going to say, no, I don't know anybody. But if I hear from Lenny every single month via email or telephone, and she's saying, anything I can do for you, let me know. No need to call me back, no need to email me unless there's something I can do for you. Pretty soon, I'm going to know Lenny's name as good as I know anybody else's name in my sphere of influence. And I'm going to be on the golf course. I'm going to be at church. I'm going to be in a bar. I'm going to be at a party. I'm going to be at work. And someone's going to say, you know what? I need a damn car. And I'm gonna go, whoa, only one person on earth you need to check out for this. You need to go see my friend Lenny. This is how you get 25, this is how you get rich in this business. Because now when I show up here, or my friend shows up here, Lenny doesn't have to break down all the walls of mistrust. Because I've turned them on to her. I've said, look, this woman has offered to send me referrals. She has called me or emailed me every month, never asks me for anything. All she wants to know is if there's something I can do for her.